Happy New Year from the Gateway Tower, future home of Seattle City Light headquarters. I'm Sharon Bennett.
And I'm Mike McClure. In this edition of NTV, we'll go along on a tour of the Gateway Tower, hear about some noteworthy employees, see a fun new electrical program for children at the Pacific Science Center, and more.
But first, a quick review of some recent City Light news. In December, Gary Zarker was confirmed by the City Council as City Light Superintendent. Promising to continue the utility's good performance, Gary is City Light's 11th superintendent. City Light again received a strong AA bond rating in preparation for selling $115 million in long-term revenue bonds last month. Proceeds from the bonds will be used to finance City Light's capital improvement program and conservation implementation program. The 8.9% drought surcharge, in effect since June, will end in February. That's good news for our customers. Even if the City Council adopts the proposed 6.5% permanent rate increase to take effect in March, City Light customers will at first see a decrease, averaging about 2.2%.
And the decision for a new City Light headquarters was also in the news. It was good news for downtown City Light employees when a lease for a new location was finally signed.
After 18 months of negotiations, Mayor Norm Rice announced that the AT&T Gateway Tower will be the new City Light headquarters.
Located here at 5th and Columbia, the Gateway Tower is close to other city and county government offices. Recently, members of City Light's Users Representative Group took a tour. City Light has a 10-year lease with 2 5-year options and will occupy 9 floors in the 62-story building. Each floor has about 21,000 square feet with windows on all sides and both men's and women's restrooms on each floor. City Light will also have a customer service office at street level on 6th and Cherry. 4 elevators will serve City Light's space. The tour guide called them the fastest elevators in town, and a tunnel connects the gateway with both the Seafirst 5th Avenue Plaza and the Columbia Tower. Overall, the user representatives gave the new building a thumbs up.
This is my first visit to a floor of the Gateway beyond the street levels. I am really impressed with the size of the space available on each floor. It looks to me like about 3 or 4 times the space that we have in the main City Light building.
One of the first things that I'm impressed by, and those of my coworkers that I represent will know that this is very important to me. While this is an unconstructed space, the air quality in the space is tremendous. It's a great improvement over what City Light has to offer right now, and I'm impressed by the breathability of it.
I think there's a lot of potential here for energy efficiency, which is, of course, what my division is working on. The HVAC system here is very good, and I think that it's like a little city here. You have a lot of availability to different amenities, close proximity to the freeways, metro, municipal building, parking lots, etc. So I look forward to it. I think it's going to be exciting to help design the spaces.
There seems to be a lot of amenities in the public areas. It's nice to have restrooms on every floor and room for everybody. So my impression is it looks really nice.
Once the move is completed, all downtown City Light employees will be housed in one building for the first time in years. And when will the move happen?
Some of the floors will be finished in November of 1995, and we can start moving at that point, and everyone should be in by February 1st of 1996.
Now, designing the space and planning for the move is the next order of business. If you have any questions or concerns, be sure to let your user representative know.
If you haven't been to the Pacific Science Center lately, you're in for a big treat.
Yes, Sharon. Not only has it been expanded, but there is also an exciting new program about energy conservation.
With support from Seattle City Light, the Pacific Science Center's new program called The Balance of Power is designed for elementary and secondary school students. It starts with a lively 15-minute presentation. Then the fun begins for the audience.
The kids are taking part in a game that's highly interactive that allows them to learn about energy efficiency. The way they do that is by running around the room finding code words. As they find those code words, they put them together in a sentence. As they form that sentence, they come find another puzzle that they're given, and in the course of that, learn principles about energy efficiency.
With major funding from the Department of Energy, the Balance of Power premiered with cooperation from a number of participants.
Every year we do some kind of a special school kid program here in the Spacarium, and we developed the idea along with some folks at City Light of doing some kind of a tie-in program where we'd work together with City Light to do a featured education program for our school group visitors. And the idea developed so that we wrote a DOE grant, and with City Light's help also got a hold of Entros, the intelligent amusement park downtown, and they developed this program for us. So it was really a joint effort between the Science Center, City Light, Department of Energy, and Entros, for the four main players helping us out with this program.
It looked like there was a lot of energy generated by those kids. It's too bad someone can't come up with an idea to harness that energy.
Speaking of ideas, Seattle City Light employees recently received cash awards from the City Council for their bright ideas, including you, Mike. Congratulations.
Thanks, Sharon. At the end of November, 7 employees received certificates and cash awards ranging from $150 to $1,000 at a presentation in the City Council chambers. City Council member Jane Nolan called many of them very common-sense ideas, and award winners would probably agree.
Well, I was sent out to add oil to our SF6 breakers at South Sub, and when I got out there I realized it's a pretty, not very cumbersome, but cumbersome job, more so than it had to be. And so I went to a local refrigeration store, and they suggested a simpler way of doing it, which is what I had in mind also. And we bought a pump and a special valve and a hose, and we pumped the oil right into the compressor, and we don't lose any of the gas or any of the downtime from the valving, and so it's ecologically a better idea, and it saves about an hour and change in time. And it was rather relatively simple to implement, and as soon as I thought of it, we implemented it. So.
My suggestion had to do with installing key boxes on apartment houses and commercial buildings so that our line service and meter division personnel could get access to turn on services for customers who had been disconnected for non-payment.
Congratulations to all the award winners. Ideas were also the topic of a recent event sponsored by the city's Office of Innovation. Called Ideafest, the event featured islands of innovation in the city. More than a dozen city departments participated in the fest with booths and demonstrations. City Light's booth featured our strategic corporate plan and the 5 initiatives.
Well, I've seen a display for a engineering mapping system, and that looks like something that we either already have at City Light or we need to have and get involved with. I also saw a newsletter put out by the steam boiler mechanics in the DCLU, and they apparently started writing this technical magazine, which now has a subscription because it's so high quality. And I think we have a lot of information at City Light that could get out to the public in a way like that. So that's just one of the ideas I picked up.
Mike, in your spare time, you act in a number of local stage productions.
Yes, and I understand there's a budding actress from the North Service Center whose recent debut received great reviews.
One reviewer called her impossibly cute and an incarnation of Buddha. She had a pivotal role in the recent production of Wizard of Oz at the Fifth Avenue Theater in downtown Seattle. She is Pinto, the Yorkshire Terrier, who was selected from a field of 68 dogs for the role of Toto. Owner Kathleen Walsh is a City Light cable splicer apprentice.
Well, I can tell you why they picked her. Part of it was her coloring and her size, because she's carried through the whole play and she gets heavy after a while. So, and they wanted a somewhat docile dog, because there are explosions on stage, there's fire on stage, everybody flies in this thing. So they wanted a dog that was somewhat calm. This whole experience has calmed her. She never was really a very calm dog to begin with, but she's pretty exhausted right now.
A couple of months ago, more than 200 of you responded to a survey on NTV. Here are the results. 15% of you never see NTV. More than 80% of you are regular or occasional viewers. 35% of you find NTV entertaining. Most of you find it informational or useful. Only about 9% of you find it irrelevant, and 18% think it's a waste of time and money. About half of you want NTV to remain the same, and the other half of you want it changed or discontinued.
Thank you for taking the time to respond and for your thoughtful comments. This information will help to improve City Light's employee communications.
As we close this edition of NTV, we congratulate line workers John Kane and Joe Spallino, who took third place in the statewide pole top rescue competition in Spokane.
And congratulations to the more than 300 employees who received service awards for anywhere from 5 years to 35 years of service. And congratulations to all of the Light, Power, and Pride award winners. For NTV, I'm Mike McClure.
And I'm Sharon Bennett. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Network on Television.
Bye-bye.
Bye.